I'm not giving up.
I am selling the building.
The final season of FX's The Bear.
The restaurant is flooded.
Everything's either going to be okay.
No, stop!
Or not.
We are outgunned and we are outmanned, but we have each other.
FX's The Bear, the final season. All episodes now streaming on Disney+.
Study and play come together on a Windows 11 PC. And for a limited time, college students get the best of both worlds. Get the Unreal College Deal. Everything you need to study and play with select Windows 11 PCs. Eligible students get a year of Microsoft 365 Premium and a year of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate with a custom color Xbox wireless controller. Learn more at windows.com/student offer. While supplies last. Ends June 30th. Terms at aka.ms/collegepc.
When you need to build up your team to handle the growing chaos at work, use Indeed Sponsored Jobs. It gives your job post the boost it needs to be seen and helps reach people with the right skills, certifications, and more. Spend less time searching and more time actually interviewing candidates who check all your boxes. Listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. That's Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Need a hiring hero? This is a job for Indeed Sponsored Jobs.
Growing a successful business has never been easy. But whether you're navigating a complex industry or trying to reinvent one, our breadth of banking experts are here to collaborate on market-proven solutions. At KeyBank, we're built to grow with your changing needs because we're not just here for the business you are now, we're here for the business you'll become. Reimagine business as usual. KeyBank opens doors. Learn more at key.com/B2B.
This summer, soccer is here, and so are the watch parties. And Uber Eats has your game day essentials covered with 30% off orders from Aldi, Kroger, and Dollar General. Everything you need to keep your crowd happy, delivered straight to your door. Chips, dips, fresh ingredients, and more. Order in so you can lock in for the games. 30% off your grocery order, only on Uber Eats for a limited time.
Before we begin, quick disclaimer. Nothing in this episode should be considered investment advice. Results discussed have not been independently vetted. Any claims made by the guests have not been verified. The content is for educational purposes only. Views expressed by the guests do not reflect those of the host or this show. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to have opportunity after opportunity land in their lap? They get invited to speak on stages, they meet incredible people, they build influential networks. They launch successful podcasts, businesses, communities. From the outside, it looks like they know the right people or got lucky. But what if that's not what's actually happening? What if the biggest opportunities in life aren't found, they're intentionally created? Today's guest, Durrell K. Douglas, has spent years building exactly that. He's the curator of TEDx, an event that I recently spoke at, where hundreds of speakers compete for a handful of spots. He's interviewed politicians, business leaders, change makers on the Black House podcast. After reviewing more than 1,500 TEDx applications, he discovered something that surprised me. The people who stand out aren't necessarily the smartest. They're not always the most accomplished. They don't have the biggest resumes or the largest social media followings. They understand something deeper about human connection. In this conversation, we go far beyond how to land a TEDx talk. We unpack how great communities are built, why storytelling is more powerful than credentials, how podcasts and AI are changing influence, and why the real work begins after your biggest opportunity, not before it. If you've ever wondered how to build a meaningful network, become someone people want to collaborate with, or create opportunities instead of waiting for them, you're going to get a lot out of this conversation. So let's dive in with Durrell K. Douglas. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Financial Freedom Podcast. I am delighted to have with us Durrell Douglas. He is the host of the Black House podcast. He's a curator of TEDxThirdWard, an event that I just spoke at, and I'm happy to have him on. He's an entrepreneur at heart, and he's got wisdom to share with the audience. Durrell, welcome.
Thank you for having me. It's cool to be on this side of the thing. So
yeah, I know your podcast. You usually have a studio, you've got mics, and you interview politicians.
Yeah, politicians, elected officials, interesting folks. I kind of, Barbara Walters used to have the thing every year, her most fascinating people. So I like to think of my podcast like that.
Chronicle your journey. You grew up around politics. You got involved. Now you have a podcast where you interview politicians. You're a curator. You host the third TEDx event.
My first job out of high school, I was a horrible student. I was actually expelled my 11th grade year from a school called the High School for Law Enforcement and Criminal Justice. I was sent to the school that I was zoned to, Westbury High School. From there, that started my organizing, activism, think outside the box world. Right after that, I ended up working for the Texas prison system. That was college for me, realizing that every prison is its own microcosm of society, where the officers are like the police and the people are the citizens, and the warden could be like the governor or something like that. What I saw there made me want to get into civic engagement, politics, and change. That's how I ended up here.
TEDxThirdWard has it right. No other event I've seen curates the speakers as well. The community mastermind, it's a 3-month process. A lot of the editors' picks came from TEDxThirdWard. Talk about your idea of building TEDxThirdWard. How do you produce so many editors' picks?
Absolutely. I think it has to do with, and a lot of entrepreneurs may relate to this as well, like sometimes you have really good ideas, you throw them up against the wall and they don't stick. But the ones that do, you not only carry that through, but you take everything that you learn there and you carry it forward because it'll probably apply somewhere else. So if I'm nothing else, I'm first a community organizer, bringing people together. The same way I curate TEDxThirdWard is the way that I would curate a dinner party at my home or a Sunday fun day with friends. I look at it the same way. It's careful, intentional. It's understanding that the exponent comes from connection and chemistry. I think that is the most important thing because whether you're building a business, whether you're writing a book with a group of people, whatever you're doing with people, the better connected they are, the better the results at the end of the day.
What was the inspiration behind doing TEDxThirdWard versus a community of mastermind speakers? Why did you do TEDx?
I think it's very similar to like when one of my friends was like, he was working on writing a book and he was like, but I'm not going to put it on Amazon. I'm going to create my own website and blah, blah, blah. And it's no, do that too. But also there's already so much traffic going to Amazon, right? So understanding that TED is this global platform, it was like, let's apply for a license there because I probably would have never met you had we started with another brand of something. That's where we're headed. Now that we have a better understanding of what works, what doesn't, introductions have been made. There's already a proof of concept. I want to do way more of that. And that's actually the TED sign.
What is the misconception people have about TED that you want people to know? I have my own theory. Like people think you have to have this amazing insight, or you have to have expertise. You're a curator. So what is the one thing people are missing when they want to get on TEDx?
I think a lot of people think that they're coming to tell their life story. They're like, I want to tell my story. And that's not what TED is. It's not what TEDx is. And a lot of folks think that they have to speak from some level of intense expertise. And that's not it either. No one cares about that. That's not what's going to keep people paying attention to you or really walking away with something. And then the third thing that I would say, out of the 1,500 plus applications that I've reviewed over these 3 events, you have a lot of counselors, like mental health professionals, and then you have a lot of HR professionals. It's like your LinkedIn crew, right? And it's not an HR meeting. It's not an in-service meeting. It's not that kind of a talk. It has to be a talk that actually connects with people. I would say that's one of the biggest misconceptions, is that it has to be this really robust, rigorous thing, and it's really not. Those are the ones that nobody remembers and they don't get chosen.
Trading at Schwab is now powered by Ameritrade, unlocking the power of Thinkorswim, the award-winning trading platforms loaded with features that let you dive deeper into the market. Visualize your trades in a new light on Thinkorswim desktop with robust charting and analysis tools, all while you uncover new opportunities with up-to-the-minute market news and insights. Thinkorswim is available on desktop, web, and mobile to meet you where you are. It's built by the trading obsessed to help you trade brilliantly. Learn more at schwab.com/trading.
Tomorrow morning is knocking. Stock your fridge now. How about a creamy mocha frappuccino drink? Or a sweet vanilla? Smooth caramel maybe? Or a white chocolate mocha? Whichever you choose, delicious coffee awaits. Find Starbucks Frappuccino drinks wherever you buy your groceries.
El 2026 FIFA World Cup Meal llegó a McDonald's con 9 vasos legendarios. En el lineup tenemos Christian CP10 Pulisic, David Beckham, Lamine The Dream Yamal, Ronaldinho El Mago, Monsieur Titi Henry, Son Salih Heung-min, Alfonso Fonsi Davis, Santi Bebote Jiménez y en la portería el que no necesita apodo, Grimes.
Llévate uno de 9 vasos legendarios con el FIFA World Cup Meal. En McDonald's participantes solo por tiempo limitado, hasta agotar existencias.
This episode is brought to you by Tidy Cats, here to level up your litter game with their new Performance Plus lineup. Your home is your happy place, your cats, VIPs. So when it comes to the litter box, excellence isn't optional. Choose from products that specialize in max power clumping, low tracking, or odor fighting so advanced, stink won't see it coming. Tidy Cats Performance Plus. Mission mighty, keep it tidy. Shop now at tidycats.com.
Get business done with the new American Express Graphite Business Cash Unlimited card. With unlimited 2% cash back on all eligible purchases, unlimited 5% cash back on flights and prepaid hotels booked through American Express Travel Online, and a flexible spending capacity that can grow with your business, you'll have the confidence to keep building. Apply today and earn a welcome offer of $1,500 cash back after you spend $50,000 in qualifying purchases on your new card within the first 6 months of card membership. Terms apply. Learn more at go.amex/graphite.
What I found amazing was listening to all these speakers. It's stories about the human condition interwoven with politics, culture. People, they'll apply to all these different TEDx's. They'll get rejected from all of them except one. What's the cause behind that? Is that something to be concerned about? Is that their idea, pitch? Or what's going on there?
Most of the time it's not. Part of the reason why we intentionally had such a long on-ramp, it's because there are different ingredients that make a really good TEDx talk. It's not just the idea. It's the person. It's everything that they bring to the stage. And you only get that by interacting with people over time. So people don't know it, but that was also part of the selection process. We had 2 semifinalist mixers. I'm literally there saying who's vibing well, who showed up, right? That goes into the selection process. All of that applies. To further answer your question, it's a numbers thing. We had 700 applications. It's impossible to whittle it down. You need to apply to as many that you are willing to travel to. Ideally, you want to look for TEDx events that have done one before. Wouldn't you hate to apply to a TEDx event on the other side of the country? They put up a banner at the public library and they call it a TEDx. Part of what I was sure of was we would have a high production quality because I wanted people to be proud of their talk. And I wanted them to feel that you're building up to this thing and on that day it's worthy.
The other misconception is people think that it's a single talk, but if you look at some people's journeys, it's their whole life journey. TEDx means a lot to them to get to that spot. People think TEDx is the end, but you help people after launch careers, books, speaking. Talk about that misconception.
It's a tool. It's a tool in telling part of your story. I'm working on a book with Joanna Hunt, who was one of the speakers at TEDxThirdWard. She pointed out people assume that they have to everything in their talk. That this is it. And it's no, this should be one of, right? You want to give people a taste of it. Think of it as a big 7-course dinner that is your life. Give us one course. If you force us to eat it all, we're going to forget. That's another one of the big misconceptions. Worst case scenario, it's bad and it's posted. Don't mention it. Or use that as encouragement to do the other so you have a before and after. With most things, if you put so much pressure on something, it's less likely to be successful. If you're a pianist and you are on this piece, you're going to mess up. You're going to mess up.
You were talking about how you apply, do a mastermind, ideate the idea, give the talk. And what happens after the talk?
Now the real work begins because at some point there's going to be this video that drops that will be the new thing that comes up when people Google you, right? You have this podcast, so people know who you are. But for a lot of folks, this is going to be the big thing. So you want to make sure that when folks are looking for you or further researching whatever it is that you talked about, that you have somewhere for them to go. and that you know what you want the rest of it to look like. Whether it's applying to give a TEDx talk or applying to put on an event, nothing happens on accident. Everything happens with intention. Putting this on your list of things to do. What do you want to do with it afterwards? It has to become part of a thing as well. You want to put your talk in front of a megaphone, or you want to connect it to some really good speakers so that it's amplified. That's something that I like to work on too. Prior to this, my work was in nonprofit, philanthropy, and I would do communications. So understanding a media advisory, press release, understanding how that whole sector works. It's still a contender. It's still part of the way that people access and digest information.
Which brings me to this new thing. You are host of the Black House podcast.
Yeah.
I'm amazed that you have the mayor, you have politicians come on. Speak to that. We can talk about how AI media is changing and how TEDx is actually influencing your podcast.
It's wild because literally it was so informal. The other day we went to City Hall. I show up and I'm like, hey, we just want a tour. A few of the folk were so nervous. One of the staffers reached out afterwards. They were like, I didn't get permission to talk to you first. I'm like, I'm a citizen. He was like, no, technically you're the media. A lot of times it's not how many followers you have. It's who your followers are. That makes a huge difference. A lot of the politicos and elected officials watch my podcast, which I find funny because they knew how little work went into it. Occasionally I'll invite someone on, their staff will reach out for talking points and this, and I'm like, no, we don't do any of that. It's not going to be a gotcha. We need more free-flowing, unscripted communication. No one wants to hear your three-point plan. No one wants to hear the stuff that you say when there's a camera in your face. People want to get to know you, and I think that's what makes people watch. I usually ask folks in the room, what's your favorite theme song? That is my most common question. Then when we go live, I start by singing it, and I sing it for an uncomfortable amount of time. What that does, it acts as a palate cleanser because it's like, he's being silly. He has embarrassed himself. Oh, he's not embarrassed. Oh, so I can be myself too. We need more of that in the world.
What I love about your reels is you're showing the day in the life. It's a raw politics is good old boy system and very traditional. How do you think media, what we're doing with podcasts and even with now AI, how is that changing how you're approaching influence?
Absolutely. No one watches television anymore. Anytime I go over to my mother's house, my mother was born, she'll be 60 this year. Sorry, I think it's supposed to. Anyway, but if people could do math, it's like I turned 40, she turned 60. I go over there and she's watching terrestrial television. It's like the commercial comes on and I'm like, are you? Wow. And what I'm realizing is over time, way back, there was Western Union and the ticker tape, then radio, then television, color television, cable. This is the new way that people communicate. It's no longer sorted, no longer censored. People want that raw version. A lot of my content does better. I get better content when I pull up my cell phone and start talking than I do when it's lights, camera, action at the studio, right? I think as we progress as a society, the old way of doing things is no longer as effective. What we're going to get, I think it was Oprah, there will never be another Oprah Winfrey because there will never be 5 channels. In order to have that kind of reach, but on the other end of that, anyone, anywhere can pull out their phone and try something. For the first time, you can reach out to folks that would have been untouchable on LinkedIn, Instagram. People and opportunities are more accessible today than they've ever been. Yeah, thinking outside the box, trying things.
Most physicians are great at making money, but terrible at growing it. You work 60-hour weeks while your savings sit in accounts earning basically nothing. NERP changes this. It's algorithmic trading designed specifically for busy professionals who don't have time to watch markets. AI-powered strategies that work while you're seeing patients. No day trading, no guesswork, just systematic wealth building designed for people with demanding careers. Built for physicians who want their money working as hard as they do. Check out start.nerp.com/doctors. That's start.nerp.com/doctors to learn more. Links in the show notes below. Note, NERP is a paid sponsor of this episode. All trading carries risk and results vary, so do your own research. This isn't financial advice. We're in this new age of social media and AI. You have the Black Lives Matter, you have the Me Too movements. You've built community. Talk about how community is shaping culture and media and the way people organize and activate the anti-Trump protests. What are principles of building a community to make an impact?
I have a megaphone around here somewhere. Over the years, I look at protests differently. I found it interesting that this is something that reached its heyday in the 60s during the Civil Rights Movement that has for some reason tried to be replicated. I find it interesting when folks are like, let's boycott X. It's a 1960s thing. The way I look at it, if you're protesting, what are the goals of it? Anytime that I've organized a protest, it was to find out and demonstrate how many people feel this way about this thing. Number two, build a list, plan the next thing, have people sign up for this thing. There's got to be more to it. I think that with technology altogether, folks have to be more cautious because you have to look for your sources and you have to make sure that what you're watching actually happened. Anyone can hop online and have a podcast. What's interesting, I don't know if you've watched the news lately, it's bad. It's like, evening, everyone. That's not what people want. People don't have to accept it anymore. I remember my grandfather sitting at the table, sipping coffee, reading the paper. Today, it's wide open. I think there's a pro and a con to that.
There's so much because now people have the ability. It's all about communication. How do you tell, curating over 700 applications, how can you tell if somebody is going to shine on a podcast or the stage?
The TEDx event, I look at it the same way you would curate a bouquet of flowers. You can't have all roses. That's boring. You got to have some baby's breath. You got to have some. That's what makes it good. Think about what makes food good. It's the salty, the sweet. It's the sweet and sour. You have to have all these different things. What I don't think I've ever told anyone this. I not only look at, we put little tests. We can tell when folks didn't follow instructions. Anyone who did not upload their photo, they were cut. Why? If you can't do this, then you're going to be a problem later. The second thing is when you look at that many, they start to sound the same. They start to sound a lot like AI. Some people use it to their advantage and some don't. But if it is, I did this thing, here's how I overcame it, and look at me, no one wants to hear it. That is the archetype that is the majority of the things. We wanted a diverse stage, diversity in location. We didn't want this to just be the Houston Club. But at the same time, it's local people who are going to sell your tickets. We wanted diversity in subject. You want your title, your idea to be something that makes people go, huh, I never thought of that. Additionally, we asked for folks LinkedIn. I wanted to put people on stage that had something to say and it was backed by actual work. Like they were doing something, whether that was a big or small something, they were doing something that they were going to use this opportunity because at the end of the day, we're all in this together. We're on the hook for paying for stuff, producing this thing. You're on the hook. It's an agreement, an MOU. Looking through, you have your natural standouts, then you have to cut. So from that initial list, I remember going through that list, doing cuts. We got down to 270 something. I was like, man, we have 120 to cut. Everyone was rated 1 to 5. So you skim, title, description. Did they complete everything? Then rate it 1 to 5. Then we did a sort with 5s at the top. Cut out the 1s and 2s. Keep the 3s, 4s, and 5s. There are some cases like Christine Stowe from Australia. It's a benefit. It's a value to have an international speaker, someone who will fly from Australia. That weighs higher than someone with the exact same application that's in Houston. Then we ask other questions in the application like, have you given a TEDx before? If you did, that was another way to go through and cut the ones who had, not necessarily just because they had, but that was a factor. Then you keep sorting like that. Before you know it, you're down to 170. So we got to cut 20. At this point, we're looking at videos. Some people got cut then. Some people were cut and replaced with someone else. It's a process. Then you end up with your semifinalists. Then the real fun begins because now you're at a point where you can really allow the cream of the crop to rise. You can really see who you're dealing with. You can really meet people.
What I found interesting was from all of the semifinalists, people were still ideating and coming up with a title. Yes. Then on rehearsal day, everybody knows what their talk is. It's like night.
Yes, exactly. Understanding that's the process too. There's folks who like when people apply, they think I have to have the perfect and no, sometimes we can see where you're headed with it, or we can see that, okay, there's stuff there. It's going to take a little bit of time because we had between 8 weeks or so. You're going to be fine. We knew the folks that we chose would be fine because of this lengthy process. That's why the day before, which was rehearsal day, I was going from room to room, listening to folks. I knew we were good. I knew we were good when we made those selections. If we needed to, there were another 20 or 30 folks who could have easily been on stage, but it was like, who should be and why?
What's harder, being a TEDx speaker or a TEDx curator?
TEDx speaker. TEDx speaker is actually harder. I did a TEDx at TEDx Greenhouse Road. It's harder because it's you directly for 10 minutes. As the curator or the organizer of the event on the day of, no one knows my name in the audience. No one cares. I'm either up in the control room or I'm doing something else. It's all on the speakers from then on. Being a speaker is much more difficult because there's way more self-doubt. With being a TEDx speaker, you have 100% control. As a TEDx organizer, there's variables in there. With stuff being out of your control so much, there's more leeway.
A lot of people have questions about editor's pick. What is that, and how do you tell if someone's talk will be an editor pick?
Less than 1% of TEDx talks end up as editor's picks. With our first event, Jatina Buck, who did a talk about arrest, when we did the dress rehearsal and she went first, I was like, wow, but I didn't know what to expect. When she was made an editor's pick, I started to look at other editors' picks because they announced them occasionally. I started to see the through line. They are the TEDx of TEDx talks. They are actionable. They are the ones that if it was a book, you would pick it up. If you were in the airport, you would pick that up. With the second event that we did, Dr. Emily Jamia, she worked on that. And when I remember driving, because we use the school platform as our communication hub, so I'll occasionally hop in and listen. I don't comment. What I've learned is a lot of entrepreneurs will understand this. I do real estate investing. When it's your project, I remember there was a project in Detroit and I was like, is there a reason why the refrigerator is here instead of there? And they were like, because blah, blah, blah. And I was like, but could you move it? And they were like, yeah, we could. The next time I came, they had moved everything. They had rewired everything so the refrigerator can go there and the stove can go there. So as that person, you have to understand the responsibility of not giving input because it weighs heavier. If you notice, a lot of times I intentionally didn't. With this third group, I know we have, like now I've got the formula that I'm like, there are about 5. I would not be shocked if one of them ends up being an editor's pick.
I was looking through, I was like, yeah, this one, like I was like 5 or 6. I'm like, Next question, where do you want to take this? Is it the next event? Encourage people to apply, check out your podcast, talk more about where you want to go.
After this, so I've had this amazing opportunity and I want this opportunity for other people. I think a lot of times folks do a thing and then we think that we're just supposed to ride it all the way out. If you would have asked me when I was a CEO at the prison, where do you want to go? I would have said warden. Right? I never became a warden, and I'm glad that I didn't. I left when it was time to go. And I feel like I've reached a point where I understand people, I understand storytelling, I understand this platform, and I want to be able to duplicate it. I want to help other people put on events. I want to help other people find their speaker opportunities. The boot camps that we did, they're going to continue. And it'll be easier because this time I don't have an event to plan. Creating and curating opportunities for cross-pollination, because I think that is truly the variable that brings about success. When we communicate with each other, when there's chemistry, when there's opportunity for cross-pollination, that's where the magic happens. And so I think that's what next looks like for me.
If people wanted to be in your shoes, curate events, create community, talk to politicians, influencers, what is the thing that they need to focus on? Is it go to school, get the degree? Is it networking? How should they get started?
I think it is having the audacity to try the thing. Because at the end of the day, whether it's your local city council member, whether it's the president, whether it's the CEO, I remember Jamie Roots, I sat next to him. He was the president of the Houston Texans. And we're at this event. It's a full plate setting. I'm looking, I'm like, oh, wait, hold on a second. I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know which fork to use or which spoon. Oh my God. I'm sitting next to him so at the time, 21, 22, something like that. No, 24, actually. I'm so nervous. He picks up a blueberry and plops it in his mouth. And none of that matters. Try the thing. Start where you are with what you have. Call up some friends, call the people around you, gather a group of people that want to do that same thing and make it happen.
This episode is brought to you by Accenture. When your advertising operations fall out of sync, everything else follows. Spotify and Accenture are working together to reinvent the rhythm of ad sales, using automation, analytics, and smarter workflows to simplify campaign delivery and access better data across the business. The result? Less time spent on operations, more time connecting brands with the moments and fandoms that matter most. Learn more at accenture.com/Spotify.
This episode is brought to you by State Farm. You know those friends who support your preference for podcasts over music on road trips? That's the energy State Farm brings to insurance. With over 19,000 local agents, they help you find the coverage that fits your needs, so you can spend less time worrying about insurance and more time enjoying the ride. Download the State Farm app or go online at statefarm.com. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I wrote a little song to remind you, Choice Hotels get you more of the experiences you value. The Cambria Hotel's got it all. A rooftop bar, have a ball. Cocktails up here feel just right. Is Cambria amazing? All right. Bring a date, your team, or even your mom. Book direct at choicehotels.com. See you on the roof.
This episode is brought to you by Fox One. Watch all 104 matches of the FIFA World Cup live in 4K for just $19.99 a month with 3 days free. Build your own multi-view, choose up to 3 streams, and follow player spotlights. Stay on top of every moment with live stats, highlights, and instant replays. The FIFA World Cup, streaming live on Fox One. Offers are subject to change. See fox.com for complete terms and conditions.
This is going to be an extremely busy month. I have to watch 104 soccer games, follow the pregame, the postgame, yell useless opinions at the TV. It's a lot. So I knew that when it comes to screening for colon cancer, the choice was clear. The Cologuard Plus test. It can be used at home and can only take 15 minutes, so I can do it during halftime and not miss any action. If you are 45 or older and at average risk, ask your healthcare provider about screening for colon cancer with the Cologuard test. You can also request a prescription at Cologuard.com.
This podcast started as a channel so I could talk to people during the pandemic, and now it's a brand. If people wanted to connect with you, learn more from you, how could they do that?
Absolutely. On Instagram, I am Durrell K. Douglas. That's 2 R's, Durrell K. Douglas. Email me at ddouglas@houjustice.org. I'm Durrell K. Douglas on LinkedIn, and I love to connect. Love to work with folks. It's been an honor to work with you. You're doing amazing stuff. Onward and upward.
Be sure to check out Durrell. He's an entrepreneur. Check out his podcast, check his events. Pleasure to work with. Keep up the great work.
Thank you.
Let's zoom out. If you're a physician, founder, or high-income professional, and you feel like you're working harder every year, but not structurally freer, you're not alone. The mistake isn't effort, it's architecture. This show exists to help you convert expertise into scalable leverage, faster and with fewer expensive missteps. Here's the diagnostic I mentioned before. If your income requires your constant presence, if your capital isn't compounding outside your profession, if your highest value talent is doing low value tasks, you don't have a growth problem, you have a leverage design problem. And if you want to fix it with clarity instead of guesswork, I offer a limited number of one-on-one leverage strategy sessions each month. We audit your income model, capital deployment, authority positioning, and structural bottlenecks, and design your highest return move. If you're serious about compressing years into months, the link to apply is below.
Have no fear, Chosen Foods is here to defend your favorite foods from the forces of seedy oils and sketchy ingredients. With cooking oils, salad dressings, and mayo, all powered by the good fats from 100% pure avocado oil and simple, delicious ingredients. Chosen Foods.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities. So do like I did and have one of your assistant's assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today. I'm told it's super easy to do at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
This episode is brought to you by Google Health. Stop chasing someone else's definition of health. What matters is what's healthy for you. Google Health offers a new kind of coach built with Gemini for effortless tracking, sleep insights, and holistic coaching tailored to you. Visit googlestore.com to learn more and start a new relationship with your health. Requires Google account, Google Health app, internet, and Google Health Premium subscription. Features subject to change. Availability and results vary. Not intended for medical purposes. Works independently of Gemini apps. Check responses for accuracy.
Tires matter. They're the only part of your vehicle that touches the road. Tread confidently with new tires from Tire Rack. Whether you're looking for expert recommendations or know exactly what you want, Tire Rack makes it easy. Fast, free shipping, free road hazard protection, and convenient installation options. Go to TireRack.com to see tire test results, tire ratings, and consumer reviews, and be sure to check out all the special offers. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
Starting a business can seem like a daunting task, unless you have a partner like Shopify. They have the tools you need to start and grow your business. From designing a website to marketing to selling and beyond, Shopify can help with everything you need. There's a reason millions of companies like Mattel, Heinz, and Allbirds continue to trust and use them. With Shopify on your side, turn your big business idea into... Sign up for your $1 per month trial at shopify.com/special offer.